Canada is undergoing an affordability crisis, food bank usage. Could you explain to hungry taxpayers why it would be a good use of their money to send $4 million to Lebanese ski soldier school?
I've got an absolute bombshell for you here today. Welcome back to Moose and Loose. My name's David. This is Boo. Today I'm going to show you how Mark Carney and his family is going to influence the Canada pension plan. This is about as bad as it sounds. We got a bunch of stuff. Let's jump into this. So jumping over to the Moose chart, I've got a new section here with a bunch of people. Who are all these people? Well, we've got Mark Carney up here and his wife, Diana Fox Carney, and her sister, Tanya Rotherwick. Now, moving from there, who do we have? Well, Tanya Rotherwick used to be married to this guy, Robin Caesar III, Lord Rotherwick. He's a lord. And her new husband is Mark Evans. Now, Mark Evans has a brother. He's a couple of brothers. Michael Evans, these guys are twins. And we've got Tim Evans. Now, their father is this guy, Dr. John Robert Evans. These are the players we're looking at here. Well, first off, let's just look at the ties over here. If you didn't see my video on old Jeffrey Eggstein here, if you want to see that video, it's on the left side here over in the data center area around Mark Carney. It's this one right here. But just a little refresher as these ties are relevant. So we've got Lord Rotherwick here, who was married to Tanya Rotherwick, and they're both listed in Jeffrey's little black book here. As we can see, Tanya Rotherwick and Robin Rotherwick. I've got two versions here. One is the redacted version and the unredacted version, which I redacted myself because I can't show phone numbers and addresses on YouTube here, but we can see Diana home and Diana work. So Diana Fox Carney is listed in Jeffrey's little black book, as well as Diana Fox Carney's sister, Tanya, is in this book. Now, these two aren't married anymore, but to take a look at their estate and where they lived, this is Tanya Rotherwick and this is Lord Rotherwick. This was their palace they live in. This is his palace, his family's palace. As you can see, it's a mansion, like a massive English mansion. This is the kind of lifestyle that Carney and his extended family is used to. Tanya Rotherwick, 53, finds love with Olympic hero after divorce from the king of Chipping Norton Set. Although once captivated, Robert Hanson, son of the late tycoon Lord Hanson, was formerly an acquaintance of Prince Andrew. Yeah, there's connections there to the royal family. Tanya Rotherwick has yet to find enduring love, but perhaps her luck is to change. This article's back from 2018, so 7 years ago. 3 years after separating from her husband, Robin Caesar, Lord Rotherwick, I can disclose Tanya has formed an intimate relationship with a true Olympian financier, Mark Evans, 61, who alongside his twin brother Mike was an oarsman in the Canadian crew that took gold in the Los Angeles Olympics in 1984. She marries Mark Evans. It goes on to talk about their 2,500-acre Oxfordshire estate, which I just showed you, of which time she started putting on festivals there calling Posh Stock. So she marries Mark Evans, and who is this guy? He's a Goldman Sachs banker. That's right. And who's his brother? He's also a Goldman Sachs banker. And as you see, he's also a WF guy. As it mentioned in that article, these guys are brothers. They're rowers in the 1984 Olympics. And I went and found it. And here they are. There's one of them and there's the other. I don't know which is which because they're twins, but there they are. Mark Evans, biography. It's all here. This is Olympic results website. There they are once again. And here they are again. So one of them is back here and the other one I believe is right there. 1984. It all checks out. So Mark Evans marries Tanya Rotherwick, ex-Goldman Sachs banker. He's a Canadian financier, early stage tech investor. His brother is a Goldman Sachs guy, president of the Alibaba Group. As I mentioned, spoke of the WF in 2022, which we've got right here. I mean, he's literally at the WF in this photo. As it says, during his speech, described Alibaba's work on an individual carbon footprint tracker to track what people buy, eat, and how they travel. Sounds like something he might want to implement in Canada. So I think Mark Carney's going to be hiring this guy. He'll be putting him in some position in the near future. And they both have another brother, this guy, Tim Evans, who's son of Dr. John Robert Evans. Their dad here, who's a cardiologist, academic, and business leader, director of Population, Health, and Nutrition Department of the World Bank. You can't make up these level of ties here. If you've been following the channel for a long time, you know I broke this story here of Canada blowing $3.488 billion on the World Bank in the past 10 years. Not to mention Oxfam found $41 billion unaccounted, world money coming into the World Bank unaccounted for. We've got this guy who's now passed, was a director for this department at the World Bank. His son went on to essentially do the same thing here. Prominent global health figure, former director of health and nutrition population at the World Bank. And then we've got a snippet here directly from this report. He's PhD, as it says here, World Bank, etc. He's educated at Oxford. With all these guys, and you're now seeing some ties come together. Now it's time to really bring this together. So first off, I've mentioned these guys both worked at Goldman Sachs. Well, you can see here, I've got the timelines. Mark Carney worked there 1990 to 2003. Mark Evans, so Tanya Rotherwick's husband, who's now Mark Carney's brother-in-law, as in family, worked there from 1980 1987 to 2002, with 12 years of overlap with Mark Carney. I'm sure these guys know each other. These guys are probably very good friends. And well, they're family. And then Mike Evans, his brother here, his twin brother, 1993 to 2013, with 10 years of overlap with Mark Carney working at Goldman Sachs. As for Mark Evans, you can see until 1999, Mr. Evans was a part of the management committee at Goldman Sachs, a 15-year career working in Asia and the US. And his brother here, Mike Evans, it says right here, before Alibaba Group, Evans was vice chairman for Goldman Sachs, chairman for Goldman Sachs Asia, and spent 19 years as a partner after joining the firm in 1993. Now, these guys moved around divisions over the years, but I'm sure they had multiple years in multiple locations. They know each other well, especially these two, since they're family. With all these ties here, what's the most alarming one of them all? Well, Mark Evans, what does he do now? Mark Evans was appointed director of CPPIB, as in the Canada Pension Plan Investment Board. This guy is a director at the Canada Pension Plan, as in someone who gives recommendations, direction on how Canadian pension fund money is invested, and votes on that. What do you think Mark Carney is telling him to do? Where do you think their investments are? They're probably in the same place, in the same low-carbon bull crap. Canada Pension Plan Investment Board is appointing Mark Evans as a director for a 3-year term. Evans spent 15 years with Goldman Sachs until 1999 before working with various firms as an investor in technology sector. So this was back in 2019, 3 years. That brings it up to 2023. And I've got the receipts here off their 2023 annual report. You can see Canada Pension Plan Investments. And scrolling down right here, you can see in fiscal 2023, we confirmed the reappointment of Mark Evans for a second 3-year term after serving a full 3-year mandate as director, as in his contract runs until next year in 2026. And we got more websites here verifying this. Tech Investor joins the CPPIB, Mark Evans, and an official release right on the Canada Pension Plan Investments website, Mark Evans. And here he is right on the board of directors. We scroll down. There he is, William Mark Evans, early stage technology investor, investment strategy committee, human resources and compensation committee, risk committee, London, England. London, England, as in Tanya Rotherwick, who lives over in the UK. So yes, this all lines up. And you notice that there? Risk committee? If I were a betting man, I bet he's going to be giving his recommendation that low carbon, net zero investments are going to be low risk. Let's invest in that. That's what the Prime Minister's pushing towards. I think that's a good idea. This is how Mark Carney's going to mobilize money in the Canada Pension Plan for his own benefit. He most likely has people like this in every single pension board, and as I go through them one by one, I'm going to uncover all of them. And if I were a betting man, Michael Evans will be joining Mark Carney's team at some point in the near future. And with this many pension boards, so far we've already got a list of how many pension boards I showed in the previous video that are already invested in Brookfield's catalytic and global transition funds. Liberal boomers put Mark Carney in the position of Prime Minister. They had a laugh doing it. I don't think they'll be laughing after Mark Carney is able to convince people in his network here to dump huge sums of pension money, and those pension investments absolutely tank. But only after Mark Carney cashes in first. Moving ahead, we got Tim Hodgson with a Christmas gift.
Today, amendments to the Energy Efficiency Act were introduced into the Senate as Bill S-4. These amendments will reinforce energy efficiency in Canada, reducing energy bills and emissions, and make Canada more climate competitive.
That's not what's going to happen. It's going to increase costs. We all know how this goes. And a side note here, who processed this video? This isn't color graded. For anyone who doesn't deal with cameras, this is what footage looks like when you set it on a flat color profile, and then you have to color it afterwards. This looks awful.
Our government is fighting to lower Canadians' bills and make life more affordable every day.
This shot too, also not color graded. Here, I'll color grade this one just so you guys can see what it looks like. That's the difference. Who's running this team? When I see stuff like this, it's utter incompetence. Did they not watch this back and realize, well, this footage is not graded at all. This looks ridiculous.
And we respectfully call on all senators to support this legislation.
Yeah, so we don't need this new legislation, Bill S-4. It's going to make life more expensive. Anytime you have more regulations, more energy efficiency. I live in a house made of logs. Are they going to send me a climate bill for not being energy efficient? I wouldn't be surprised if that's coming next. As Jasmine points out here, a climate-ready economy is by every data set not competitive. They don't have data to prove this. They're just talking out of their butts. They've never proven this at all. We've also got this story going around. So Globe and Mail, no more feminist foreign policy, Carney says. That's not true. Like, that's not, I watched the full press conference. While he's not coming out like Justin Trudeau, I'm a feminist, He didn't say no more feminist foreign policy, but We've got Cpac posting this. And then, of course, now we've got leftists here going absolutely insane over this. Don't rage bait, Globe and Mail. No more feminist foreign policy, Carney says. This is a rare case where the Globe and Mail is, well, rage baiting the left, lying to the left, and the left are actually calling it out. We've got this one coming from conservative Matt Strauss, dropping an absolute bombshell here, of $4 million being wasted on gender accommodation at a ski soldier school in Lebanon.
For 5 minutes.
Hello. Thank you, officials. This is my first time at Foreign Affairs Committee, so please go easy on me. My questions today are pertaining to I have here the record of a grant from the Lebanese from Global Affairs Canada. It's a $3.8 million grant that went to the Lebanese Armed Forces Mountain Warfare Ski Soldier School last year. And the purpose of the grant, from my understanding of the text, is to build multi-gender occupancy at Lebanese Ski Soldier School. Canada is undergoing an affordability crisis. Food bank usage in my region of Waterloo has gone up 5 times over the last few years. I've had people at the doors tell me they're worried about paying their rent. Nobody under 35 can afford a house. Could you explain to hungry taxpayers why it would be a good use of their money to send $4 million to Lebanese Ski Soldier School for multi-gender occupancy?
I'm not aware of this particular agreement. I do think that.
Of course you're not, because you guys send so much of our money to these stupid programs. How could you keep track of them all? There's thousands of them. I've put hundreds of them on the channel over the past 2 years. There's no way to track all this stupid spending.
There's a lot of benefits that we could cite just in terms of why we actually provide money internationally. And perhaps I could just turn to my colleagues who could provide a little bit more detail just in terms of some of that rationale.
Dish it off.
Thanks very much for your question. And supporting international development it's not about choosing between helping others and helping ourselves.
Yes, it is, because there isn't unlimited money. That's how it works. If you're sending money over there and we don't have money to help our own people, it is exactly that.
It's really about recognizing that we live in this interconnected world where global stability, health, and prosperity directly affect Canadians. So we take the perspective that by addressing issues like poverty, like inequality and conflict in countries around the world, whether it's global south or other countries where poverty exists or security challenges exist, as they do in Lebanon, Canada's international assistance directly supports Canadians' security, their prosperity, as well as their well-being.
So I take your answer to be that multi-gender occupancy at ski soldier schools is going to help Canadians pay for their rent somehow. I guess I wonder then, when will these accommodations be available to the ski soldiers in Lebanon?
So we'll have to get back to you.
Yeah, it's a money laundering scheme. That's what it is. They never have the answers. I've tried to call some of these places myself. They won't give me any information.
Fantastic. If you could please table that in writing with us. And if you're doing some tabling in writing, I'd also be interested to know how many spaces are going to be made at the ski soldier school. And then I guess I'm interested in the language, because reading further into the grant, it says that it is multi-gender occupancy, but then it talks about integrating women. So I take it that men and women will be at the ski soldier school. I'm wondering if
He's taking this so serious, as he should be. He's doing a great job here. I couldn't hold a straight face with this nonsense. This is a grift. This is a grift to rip off taxpayers. When we have firefighters and nurses and construction workers and plumbers living in their own cars, they pay taxes to the government, and then the government sends that money to Lebanese ski school. That is a grift. That's nothing but traitorous activity against our own citizens.
Affairs Canada gives money for multi-gender occupancy. Are there any genders other than men and women that are necessarily going to be accommodated?
I'm not aware.
Okay, if you could table that as well, I would be interested.
Look at this. She knows this is a crap show too.
In your experience at your department, are grants like this under any sort of political direction?
I would say that at the beginning of every fiscal year, before the beginning of every fiscal year, the department does go to the minister to seek strategic direction, just in terms of where we're going to allocate our resources, just in terms of going to the political level for every single, I'm going to say, grant to depending on the dollar value. It's not required. So we have certain thresholds and authorities. So we have different levels and for different types of instruments where we need to go and seek authority. So for example,
what we need to seek is to have these people fired for wasting our money and betraying our own citizens. Let's get real here.
example, in these estimates, you would see large amounts for our climate finance projects. Those projects are over $100 million each. Those require us not only to go directly to the minister for sign off, but we would actually have to go to the Treasury Board Secretariat. Projects under $5 million would be under the authority of an assistant deputy minister.
I see. So over the last year, would you say that there's been any change in policy or political direction, or can Canadian taxpayers, people in Kitchener who are having trouble affording groceries, can they look forward to seeing similar grants like this go out in this fiscal year?
Yeah, that's a great question. This is so good. He's smart. She just announced $100 million grants that go out to climate finance across the world. They're funding a Lebanese ski school, gender spaces, whatever bullcrap. And he's like, so what do Canadians get?
What I would say is that, since the new government's been formed, the department is looking at its foreign policy as well as its international assistance policy. In terms of specific projects, I couldn't really specify. I don't know.
Yeah, she doesn't know of any because Canadians don't matter under the Carney Liberals.
Well, Catherine, if you have anything additional to add?
I think if the question is just about this year in particular,
major policy direction change that would apply to grants like this that would cause grants of this nature to be more or less likely to be dispersed in this fiscal year compared to last?
I think we'd have to get back to you about the specific program or initiatives that grant would have been granted under.
Very much. I'll look forward to that documentation.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, they don't know of any because they don't care about Canadians.
Very much.
This is a disgrace, as Barbara Ball pointing out here. This was painful to watch. I don't think they answered a single question, just talking points, deflections, and word salad on repeat. They don't care about us. They're using us. This is a grift. And as I've said, I've personally contacted numerous of these organizations in my Far Off Ripoff segments. I've emailed them. I've called them. Not one of them can give me any information, can confirm that any of these projects have done anything. Not a single one of them has told me, you know what? Yeah, we started building that new solar panel installation out there, or we have more women working in the farms under the gender sensitive farming initiative. Not one. As soon as they hear what I'm asking, they hang up the phone. They don't respond to my emails. This is a money laundering grift. And I'm sure some of these recipients have put a little bit of money to some of these projects just to keep the grift going. But let's see the receipts. How much have actually gone to any of these initiatives? Are there more gender accommodations at the soldier ski school in Lebanon? I call bullcrap. And even if there is, why would we spend our money on that?